Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Under scrutiny, MOCA carries out targeted operations at St. Catherine Municipal Corporation and other locations. Prime Minister slams critics over biased rhetoric in infrastructure program rollout. And later in sports, West Indies continue preparation for test series against Pakistan. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sandy Williams. Here are the details. We begin this afternoon with a major developing story. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA carried out several operations across 3 parishes this morning. According to information, the operation is targeted at irregularities at a municipal corporation. Details in this report. A significant joint operation involving police and soldiers at the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation early Thursday morning. The entity was among 17 locations raided by security personnel. The high-profile raid forms part of a broader investigation. Director of Communications at the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA, Major Basil Jarrett, says the operation focuses on employees of the corporation and their associates.
These locations are the homes of employees and associates of employees at the Municipal Corporation. The entire operation is in conjunction to an ongoing investigation, an investigation that has been live for some time now. This morning we are here to execute several search warrants in furtherance of that investigation.
When pressed about whether the raid is linked to allegations of corruption within the municipal corporation, Major Jarrett declined to confirm, stating only that
it's an ongoing investigation. We are not sure where the investigation will lead and where it will take us. What we can say, though, is that the major organized crime anti-corruption agency will conduct itself with the necessary transparency, accountability, impartiality, and professionalism that we are known for.
While he remains tight-lipped on the specifics of the operation, Major Jarrett admits that it is intended to execute search warrants. However,
during that process, we encounter individuals who are involved in illegal activities, or we discover illicit material in their possession, and certainly there would be arrests. But at this point, it's an operation to execute several search warrants. There are no arrests planned at this time.
Further developments are anticipated as the investigation unfolds. In the meantime, the Municipal Corporation meeting planned for today went ahead despite the operation. But for how long, our reporter Kirkwright will tell you later in this newscast. Moving on, personnel from the Jamaica Fire Brigade have extinguished a fire which broke out on the 10th floor at the Turtle Beach Towers in Ocho Rios. The fire reportedly started shortly before 11 o'clock and was quickly brought under control. It's not clear what caused the blaze at the apartment building or the extent of the damage. A curfew imposed in Albion Mountain St. Mary is scheduled to be lifted this evening at 6 p.m. However, head of the St. Mary Police Superintendent Anthony Wallace has announced that alternative measures will be implemented to address concerns about migrating criminals.
We continue to secure our borders as well, so we have been ramping up operational activities right across the parish. We have been conducting major operations in all the known hotspots. We have been very relentless in our pursuit of the most violent criminals across the parish, and we're saying St. Mary is not a safe haven. We're asking all the criminals to stay away.
Superintendent Wallace is appealing to residents to report unfamiliar individuals or suspicious activities in their communities. The police have been working to restore calm and normalcy in St. Mary, particularly in areas that have seen a recent surge in violence. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is shutting down claims of political bias in the rollout of infrastructure projects across Jamaica. The opposition has accused the government of deliberately delaying or ignoring road repairs in constituencies controlled by their MPs. But Mr. Holness, while speaking at the recent commissioning ceremony for the Port Royal Pipeline Replacement Project, revealed that he's even faced criticism from his own party supporters for launching the massive Spark program in Port Royal, which forms part of a constituency held by PMP MP Philip Paulwell.
Public resources we try desperately not to look at the politics of the expenditure, but rather to look at the benefit of the people. And right across Jamaica, you could close your eyes and just randomly pick an area, and that area would genuinely be in need. Whether it is for water, or road, or housing, or sewage, or something. Wherever you go in Jamaica, there is the need.
The Prime Minister says he's committed to improving Jamaica's infrastructure, as seen in initiatives like the Morant Bay Urban Centre development and the Bernard Lodge development in St. Catherine.
So on the Spark program, it was purely technical. It was the road that was available, didn't require the laying of pipes, easy surface to be dealt with, close to where the contractor is already mobilized, purely technical.
Rehabilitation work has started along Spanish Town Road and Mannings Hill Road in Kingston to address poor road conditions. The National Works Agency, NWA, says the $5 billion road rehabilitation component of the REACH program will continue over the next 2 weeks. Communications manager at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, says the works are targeting the worst affected sections of the roads. Roadways being targeted under the program include Michael Manley Boulevard, Old Hope Road from Matilda's Corner to UTEC, Waterloo, Red Hills, Eastwood Park and East Kings House roads. The NWA says while the bulk of the work will be conducted outside peak traffic hours, motorists are being advised to proceed with caution along thoroughfares prepared for rehabilitation. The University of the West Indies has been given a grant of $909,000 to strengthen water resource management and build climate resilience in Jamaica's coastal and inland communities. The grant was approved by the Barbados-based Caribbean Development Bank yesterday. O'Shane Masters has the details.
Jamaica's potable water resource is expected to receive a massive boost with the grant to the University of the West Indies MONA on Wednesday. The project, Technical Assistance Strengthening Water Resource Management and Climate Resilience in Coastal and Inland Communities, seeks to build community resilience to climate change and extreme weather events by improving water quality and flood risk management in Jamaica. According to the World Resources Institute, Jamaica is among the 36 most water-stressed countries in the world. The Caribbean Development Bank says despite having an abundant fresh water supply, water distribution across the island is uneven. Jamaica's primary water sources are concentrated in the north, while population centers, industries, agricultural areas are predominantly in the south. Senior Program Manager, CDB Environmental Sustainability Unit, Dr. Robert Persona, says the grant is a signal that the CDB is dedicated to fostering sustainable solutions that deliver lasting benefits to the region. The project funds will be used to finance consulting services and procure goods and services aimed at strengthening water resource management and enhancing climate resilience in coastal and inland watershed communities. Activities will include a comprehensive assessment of water resources in the Kingston and Rehoboth basins, the design and development of socially inclusive flood early warning systems, and capacity building for vulnerable communities. The CDB said that the remaining US $355,220 of the total project cost of US $1,264,220 will be provided by the UII as counterpart funding. UII lecturer and project lead Dr. Debian Gordon-Smith said through the grant, the university will be able to honor its commitment to supporting national and regional development. The project is being executed under CDB's Caribbean Action for Resilience Enhancement Care Program, which is funded by the European Union. O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
It's now time for a break, but please stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. Thanks for staying with us. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green is encouraging farmers to repurpose their fields and return to planting canes as the ministry is prioritizing sugar industry this year. He reasons the industry is poised for significant growth and so farmers should be excited. The minister was speaking during a tour of the Pan-Caribbean sugar factory in Frome, Westmoreland on Wednesday.
Farmers and manufacturers are now seeing the highest prices of sugar that they have seen in decades, right? And clearly, once the prices have gone up and once they're able to increase their efficiency, then they're able to operate more profitable enterprises. We are seeing, for the first in a long time, more farmers asking for land to increase cane production. We're seeing companies now asking for more land to increase cane production.
Mr. Green says his ministry will be working closely with private sector partners who operate sugar factories to help drive their growth. He also lauded the operators of Frome Sugar Factory for investing more than $1 million in acquiring new harvesting equipment.
Now our sugar sector is on the cusp of renewed growth, and that is the focus for 2025. And we've been working with our private sector partners who run our sugar factories to see how we can help drive that growth. We're very, very happy to see the latest investment by Pan-Caribbean Sugar, over $1 million in farm equipment, agricultural equipment that will help them to run a much more efficient operations.
It's now time for the Business Minute. Ocean Masters reports.
The Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union has criticized the government over what it terms the latest attempt to impose a significantly reduced severance settlement to former employees of the bankrupt airline Liat 1974 Limited. The union said the settlement of 32% is a stark betrayal of its proclaimed commitment to workers as a so-called labor government. It said, quote, if this government truly valued the contribution of Liat workers, it would have ensured that at the very least, Antiguan workers receive 100% of the severance, end quote. Now, last week, the government said it had made the first installment of the Liat Employees Compassionate Payment Bond, which had since been transferred to BDO Eastern Caribbean for distribution to the eligible former Liat employees. Further afield, the pound dropped to its lowest level for more than a year, and UK government borrowing costs have continued to rise as concerns about public finances and the economy grow. The sterling started to drop after UK 10-year borrowing costs rose again, surging to their highest level for 16 years. Economists have warned the rising cost could lead to further tax rises or cuts to the government spending plans. For the Business Minute, I'm Ocean Masters.
Halshin Burke has the top regional and international stories.
There's now uncertainty as to who will be Trinidad and Tobago's next Prime Minister. It comes as several MPs in the Twin Island Republic are now refusing to endorse Stuart Young for when Dr. Keith Rowley eventually steps down. According to regional sources, at least 9 MPs have declined to register their support. The lack of signatures on the endorsement letter could now throw a wrench in the leadership transition, which Rowley assured would be smooth. And the Biden administration has announced its final military aid package for Ukraine before President Joe Biden leaves office. The administration will send Ukraine security aid amounting to $500 million. The package includes missiles for air defense, air-to-ground munitions, and equipment for Ukraine's use of F-16 fighter jets. This last package comes as the White House prepares to announce another round of sanctions on Russia, expected at the end of this week. And those are the top regional and international stories. I'm Halshin Burke.
And just before the break, the Municipal Corporation meeting planned for today went ahead at the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation despite the operation by MOCA operatives. Now, our reporter Kirk Wright is there and filed this report.
What you're looking at is the building that houses the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. And, inside also, along with the meeting, the council meeting which was scheduled for today, is happening on one side. But on the other side, it's a buzz with members of the security forces, MOCA, FID, and earlier on we saw members of the Jamaica Defense Force outside providing adequate security for the teams inside. We've been told that they're here because they're investigating allegations of misconduct. And yes, money is involved, and we're talking about monies as much as over $1 billion involved. Now, the MOCA went to several locations this morning, primarily in St. Catherine, but we've also been told that they are in Westmoreland as part of their investigations. They say that they'll be here for quite some time today, making sure that they leave no stone unturned. Earlier we saw them moving out of the municipal building with bags, with several documents. In one instance, we've been told that at a particular location, they found several fraud checks and some cash. We're not sure of the amount, but we've been told that fraud checks, cash, and other items, illegal items, were recovered at the premises in St. Catherine. Who they're investigating? Members of the employees of the Municipal Corporation and their associates. We're here. We intend to keep you informed in subsequent newscasts. Kirk right here at the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation building in St. Catherine.
And now we head to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have your midday sports report.